critical communications world, Airbus has wrapped their booth around the Motorola Solutions booth. That's interesting to see, and they got an outside cafe. Actually, Airbus is always on for something new, if it concerns the booth. Now, at the Airbus booth, I am waiting on Major Hamad from the Abu Dhabi Police. I spoke to Major Hamad from the Abu Dhabi Police about, I think it was 2 years ago, and we talked about the need for speed. And I would like to pick his brain because he told me he had a need for speed because that was the development of the critical communication solutions for the Abu Dhabi Police. He's not yet here. I'm sure he will arrive within the next couple of minutes. Lieutenant Colonel, not Major Hamad anymore. Lieutenant Colonel, congratulations with your new position.
Thank you.
I can remember, as the day of today, that we had a very interesting interview about the need for speed during the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
Yes.
In Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
What happened with the need for speed?
Well, still, since the technology are enhancing, LTE and 5G are moving toward the smart policing. As we said, we are living in an environment where the digitalization and the strategy of the government in United Arab Emirates enforce most of the services to be online and not on premises anymore. So the speed that we are talking about, it's LTE, 5G, where the police enforcement has to do their critical missions in a proper and sensitive way. We are talking about safe city. Abu Dhabi lately has been announced and promoted and become as one of the safest city around the globe for the 6 years in a row.
So it's not for nothing that you were so actively looking for new technologies, making sure everybody is safe in Abu Dhabi, and that policing, well, it's not the policing that we have seen in the United States or in other countries around the world, right? It's a different way of policing.
Indeed, the changes that we are having at the moment is the behavior of the police work. It's not anymore the typical and the old-fashioned way of doing the police job. We got a smart vehicle that do the job, so we have to use the technology in terms of enhancing the services and the community for our nations and our people.
We're close. ETA 1 minute. Copy. We just lost the target at EST 49. All units. System is defining a search radius 400. Stay on code 2. Copy that. We're going in for an area scan. Stand by.
You're going to show me a few of the sections that you're exhibiting here, right?
Yes.
What are we talking about? We're talking about satellites, intelligent connectivity.
So many attractive ideas we are presenting here in Vienna. And let's take a first look for the critical communication and the mission critical IoT.
So Johanni can tell me all about IoT for public safety, right?
Yes.
So what is it all about?
Yes, so welcome. So when we are talking about public safety, IoT for public safety, we mainly have two targets to solve. The first is to improve the safety of the field workers in the field. They are working in hazardous conditions during dangerous operations. So by equipping those officers with the wearable sensors, we can collect information from the field and deliver that information to the command and control, where we meet the kind of second target of our solution, and that is to improve the situational awareness in the command and control.
As you know, Jan, that no one is not going to use the smartphones on the hand all the time.
Exactly.
Let's see and meet my colleagues. They are presenting some situations where how they can use the MCX services.
So what are we talking about here then? Because I see a lot of stuff on this booth, right?
Exactly. So what we are talking about is the ecosystem that has been built around the ArcNet. So for different kind of use cases that you can imagine for different kind of users, we have found from the open market suitable sets for their usage. So for example, if you need more root device, we can find it from Zebra, and then we can combine it with the regular 3M headset if you are working in airports or somewhere in the factory where you need some kind of noise cancellation to your ear.
So actually it's about integrating all of other devices, non-Airbus devices, into your own ecosystem, right?
Exactly. And all this is something that they already got used to use. So it's not new them, they probably might already have them, and they are very happy that they can continue to use the equipment that they are very familiar with.
So you guys are making it very easy, right?
Exactly. It's very smooth transition.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe the push-to-talk service is one of the most critical and important in the future, but let's see what else we can do on top of our MCX service.
You're going to explain to me the intelligent connectivity, right?
So yeah, what we have here, it's specific solutions on which we integrated ARNet for the communication part.
Yes.
So it's really specific. So we have the first one, which is really on the aviation module, okay? So the idea is to make a collaboration between the ground handlers, the airlines and the airports around one flight number, okay? So it's really have to have a view of all the flights available, and if something happens, you can click on it and discuss on in which way you would correct it.
Okay.
Okay, the best way. Another one, same thing for TAC Team, which is a crisis management tool used by French forces nowadays. The idea is you can load map, pictures, or even Google Maps. You can add your resources that will be automatically located,
Yes.
and you will be able to plan a strategy before even getting to the location of the intervention.
Okay, so all right, so I can see it.
Exactly. So the sharing of the mission code will automatically create a talk group on ARNet, tactile on ARNet again, and once again to be able to collaborate between the team.
One is related to an idea of the hybrid and the path for the future. Many people they think about what is inside the engine, how this hybrid is possible. Let's take a look how the Sandor can brief you.
All right.
Basically what we are showing here is the so-called mission critical broadband, how we are building up the network,
Yes.
starting from the Tetra and adding the LTE and 5G connectivity to have the three technologies inside one single small base station. And I can show also in the screen actually how we are building up this.
Yes.
Left side of the base station we are keeping the Tetra module with three simple cards, and then we have of course the connectivity to the radios. If you would like to add the LTE technology, so we have to add the right side two more cards, and then we are supporting Tetra plus LTE in this moment and with a hybrid base station. In case you would like to add the 5G, you add one more card, and this card is actually concurrently supporting 4G and 5G. There is no hardware change, only software-defined radio. And those are the three technologies supported, adding the core network, EPC, as well as the 5G core, depending if you are using non-standalone or standalone architecture.
It looks
5G.
very simple to me, right? You just add cards to the
It's
to the
modular,
slots. That's
exactly.
it. So
Modular.
is it that simple, or is it a little bit more complicated?
It is that simple, actually. Modular, you can extend, you just use as much as you want and add only those units and that technology as you wish in the future, gradually improving your coverage and improving the new technology.
Okay, thank you. So Johanni, we have a few to go, right?
Yes, we have.
So where do we go now?
The one attractive idea is that how multimedia can enrich the information for the dispatcher.
Okay, let's go there.
Let's go and meet Kimmo.
Okay.
Kimmo is there.
So hybrid dispatching, it's supposed to help dispatcher in their everyday decision making and whatever they are doing. So traditionally it has been mainly voice communication, maybe messages, but nowadays we want to enhance this experience and make the work goes faster.
Okay, do you have anything to demonstrate here at this space, or is it basically it is what it is, right?
It is what it is. So
Now, one thing I learned at the Airbus booth right now, you know, that's kind of interesting. Things are not as difficult as you might think it is. Implementation of different networks, applications, and add-on solutions to a complete ecosystem is sometimes even much more easier as you think it is. So that's good to learn, actually. It's interesting information. I didn't know that. I thought it was much more complicated. So let's go to the next stage then. As you know, Airbus has Airbus DABAT radio. That's the Tetra LTE device. And 2 years ago, during the Formula One in Abu Dhabi, I already got to know the tactile on ARNet and the DABAT. and the debug radio was featuring in that video. Actually, the video you can see over here. But now Airbus has an upgraded debug. And I'm sure you all want to know what exactly that upgrades consist of. So this is the software upgrade, this is a hardware upgrade, combination of things.
Yeah. So we take here the new debug. So first of all, it has the new topics. It is a dual SIM. Smart roaming is the new innovation in here.
Yes.
It means that it has a slot for 2 LTE cards, and between those we can make a roaming between a private network and public network. Typically customers would prefer to have the access to the private network, but if the coverage is not enough, then you can roam to the public network.
All right, so that's one.
That's one. And the second one is the car kit. So with the car
this
kit,
is the car kit, right?
This is the car kit, yes.
Yes.
So there we have the connectivity. So this is, the debug is like a heart. That you put the heart in the body. Then the actions is starting here, which means that the device is establishing a network in the car, whether by Wi-Fi or then with wires with a LAN network. So which means that we can have connectivity for devices. For example, we can connect a tablet, and from the tablet we can control the same things what you can do on the tablet screen as well. So there is the screen is mirrored to the tablet.
There's seamless integration of these.
Exactly. And if you think about on user point of view, so we just take the device like here, and we put it back to the cradle, and it's connect automatically, and I can start to drive the car. I don't need to make any actions, and it is recovering automatically, making the network, and you have all the services available.
Greg, for me, satellite communication is actually obvious to add to critical communications network when there is no network. It causes redundancy for networks as well, or just a link. So what about satellite view?
Well, Tactile on AgNet SATCOM is a solution that we have integrate quickly and earlier to deliver capacity to the users of Tactile on AgNet to communicate where there is no coverage or where you have saturation of the network, means LTE network or terrestrial network. And with the Tactile on AgNet SATCOM solution, we offer them the capacity to continue to communicate with the HQ or with the dispatcher everywhere in the world, if I can say like that.
Okay. So is that something you guys have taken from the defense organization, from your organization?
Yes, it's a mix between public safety and defense organization, because both are requests for the same needs, continue to communicate with a specific application through everywhere in the world.
And it's a proven solution because you guys are very strong in defense, right?
Yes.
We definitely can say that this solution is tested in the field.
Exactly, we can say it.
And that's what you want, right?
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so Airbus is closing CCW2022 with a bang, with a picture of the whole crew and with champagne, of course. I think it's time to think about all of the developments in our industry. I think it's time to think about the future of critical communications. What will bring the future? What kind of technologies? What kind of solutions? What kind of add-ons? What kind of changes will that bring? We have seen so many new things, and I'm looking forward to Critical Communications 2023 in Helsinki. Let me take a glass of champagne at the Airbus booth, and let's call it a day.